Tired of living broke, so before I sleep I pray.
Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Crab Legs Kool-Aid. Yo, I'm just thankful that y'all are still here, tuning in with me, vibing. It's been honestly, it's been a huge blessing to be able to get the show back up, as you've heard me say time and time again. But the guests that we've had are unreal. Unreal. I'm beyond thankful that people are agreeing to do the show, that people are talking about it, that y'all are still vibing with it on TikTok and Instagram and everything like that. I'm thankful for you. Hopefully you're thankful for me. And we're going to keep this baby pumping. So somebody that came back to be with us, y'all. Somebody that came back to be with us by popular demand, y'all. I'm telling you, I will have this lovely lady on my show anytime. And hopefully this ain't the last one. We just got to keep sneaking in that schedule. But the black, beautiful, young Aunt Viv from Bel-Air, I'm going to keep saying that because that's a monumental moment, is back with us. Welcome back, Loren Lott.
Hi.
How's your son? Okay, so let me tell you something. I just did all that energy, and she countered it with chill energy. Now, what I thought she was going to do is what she did the first time.
I was thinking about the burr, and then
she countered it. Okay, so it made me look way too dramatic. But let me just meet it with
it made it look like you hyped me the way I wanted you to hype me.
Type.
That's how I made it look.
Okay. Well, let me give you an alternative.
Hi.
Let me give you all. This is what we do on TV. Ready? But we ain't going to cut this. We're going to keep it rolling. But this on TV, I'll be like, let me do one more take. Please welcome Young Aunt Viv herself, Loren Lott. You a whole African. Okay. Anyway, welcome back. How things been,
Thank
girl?
you. They've been really, really great. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. Thank you for coming back. Seriously.
Of course.
And I remember I said this at the end of the last time we were together. Friendship support. As y'all see, supporting again. That's wild because she really got a schedule. I don't think y'all understand this.
I'm definitely leaving here and going somewhere.
You see what I'm saying? She really do got a schedule, and she really be sliding me in, and I appreciate that because one day on bigger stages, we're going to need each other.
Absolutely.
And we're gladly going to make time for each other because we did it when there was nothing.
Oh, yeah. I'm always going to vouch for you.
And vice versa. Anyway, what's been new? I hate that question, but what's been going on? What's new in the life? Are we dating yet? I'm always ask her that.
Still working on my boundaries.
I thought she was going to say about bowels.
Still working on my boundaries, but if you know somebody delicious, wealthy, kind, funny, and smart.
Let's unpack it. She always says something that gets my brain going to something. Do you feel like, here we go diving in deep. Yeah, actually, let me just say this really quick. One more preface. This season, it's been my intention to dive deeper. So even the episode that her and I did a bit ago, we stayed in our comfort zone. My objective with her this time is to just dive a little bit deeper, just even deeper, just to see how far we can push it comfortably. You know what I mean? But with that said, just to start us off, you said wealthy, all these things. Is that a healthy thing? I stand on no side here. Just questioning, is it a healthy thing to have said checklist, or does it put boundaries on, bad boundaries on who you might find outside of that checklist?
I think it depends on what you mean by your checklist and what you mean by wealthy. I think it depends on that because some women are like, I want a man with money. Sometimes that's somebody who just makes six figures.
Okay, fair.
You know,
That's
I think
fair.
It depends on what it is that you want. I saw another podcast where a girl was like, I make $1 million almost a month. She said, I need to be with a man who makes more.
Wow.
And it's like, that was hers.
Okay.
That was hers, you know? So
is that something that in your opinion is necessary? And when I say necessary, because I've heard a lot of stories about men being insecure if the wife is the breadwinner or whatever in that world. Is that something that you feel is important, that if you are of a certain bracket, that just for the sake of mental health in the household, the man should be making more?
I honestly think it depends on when you date.
I
realize, yeah.
Okay.
I think that there's sometimes people in their early 20s, fresh out of college, are looking for a man to be wealthy and do these things, and it's like we're all still in the building phase at 21.
Amen.
So and then
Amen.
even
Say that one more time, please.
we're all still in the building phase at 21.
Don't.
Now you can expect, you can have your expectations, but I think it's fair I think what you really need to look for is, I look for a certain ambition level where it's like, even if you are not there yet, I can spot that you're going to make it.
Amen.
And my discernment on that has been 100%. Like, I can spot like, oh, I'm starting this small business and I'm trying to see where it goes, but I have a lot of plans for it. I can talk to you and feel you. And I can see that, like, maybe you don't have it now, but you will. And I think that's like, at a certain age, I think that's what you look for. I think that right now, just considering like where I am and what I figured out, I do want I want a man who makes more money than me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I had no judgment. That wasn't setting her up to make her sound like some clown that's wanting all this stuff. No. I think it's fair to have. I think it's fair to have a checklist. I'm gonna be real with you.
Too.
A healthy checklist. I'm not talking about like he can't have a small toe on it that's longer than the other toe. I mean, if that's for you, cool. But I think that's a bit much. Like, I'm like, all right, everybody got little physical flaws. But when it comes to stuff like that, like if that's something, I feel like if you've worked and you know the amount of work it takes to get to a certain point, I think it's fair to require someone who also has said work.
I think so too,
ethic.
and I really like the mindset of a wealthy man. I've always been attracted to it. I was attracted to it before some of these men that I would like be cool with became wealthy.
Now, do you have that? I don't want to call it a rule, or that preference now because you have been willing to date outside of that and it hasn't gone.
Yes, 100%.
Good quickness.
There is a like security, not just for me, but in a man himself, that then bleeds into his masculine, which then just invites my feminine. When a man is like so secure with where he is financially, and that's just what I like.
Yeah, and I like, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the beauty in what you're saying is I receive that as somebody for her that's making more than her. Now, I feel like that would be a fair statement to say, even if she was working at Ralph's. Like, I'm just saying, what I'm requiring or asking is somebody meets my hustle.
Absolutely. And also, I think it just goes better when a man is making more than the woman. Now that's why I said younger, it's different. Like when you're growing into that, I know plenty of people who like, there are times when it's been like back and forth. There are times when I dated men, especially when I was younger, who like were making less or whatever. Like, it's fine. Yeah. But like after a certain point, for me, I think that I like the dynamic better. I like the security because there's just so many things that come up. You have to be so secure if you're making less than your woman, and a lot of men are not.
She's not wrong. I mean, I feel like I would be able to handle it, as I say begrudgingly.
You got to really think about it, because I think some men, they really think that they can, but then it's like, I think that the confidence really does leave around certain things.
And it's not an ego thing, because I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. Like, if you on your grind killing it, like let's say if I'm dating an actress and you're booking more than me, I'm like, come on, you need an assistant? Like, I'm gonna be on the road, like you want some coffee on set, like what you need? But I guess how long does that last before I start feeling like
emasculated?
But I feel like is that sad? I feel like it's kind of sad that I feel like my masculinity is only available financially. You feel me?
I think that financially is what we can look at now, but I think that even back in biblical terms, it was about taking care of a woman and a woman just submitting to a man. So I think that right now it looks like money and him making more. I wouldn't say that it's always looked like that. I think we focus on this because that's what it looks like right now.
Hit that on the head.
You know?
I think that's the only way we can grasp it right now, because that is the significant thing.
Yeah.
But if it was like, oh, you didn't make the loaves, like if everybody's making bread, it's like, I just want to make more loaves than she can. I want to provide for her. Like, you just want to be the provider.
Yeah, I think that truly the provider.
Yeah.
It's like that mindset, it really is biblical, and it's biblical for the woman to submit to it and for you to create that place for her to submit to it. So I think now we can just look at it as money. I'm sure there's other things, but I think we hyper focus on money because that's what it is. But also we're hyper focusing sometimes without the care and nurture of the Bible. So then I think it can get very misconstrued. Because submission both ways is a very beautiful thing, and being a provider for a woman, it actually it leads to more blessings for the man. You know, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You know, and yeah,
I know y'all gonna get mad at me because of my sound effects when she's talking, but let me tell you why I'm making
it's real. It's so real. It's so real
because once again, here she go. This is what Loren does. She find a way to bring it back to God. Amen, because that's what it's about. And it lights me on fire in the best way, because I'm like, yo, why do people view it as a bad thing to submit to one another? That word submit, people are like, well, I'm supposed to be his slave. I'm supposed to just like do what she wants to do. That's like, no. When you're pushing and pulling, submit. I love how I got so much to say, and I'm the single one and I ain't in a relationship, so clearly it's not working for me. But I know biblically what's supposed to work. You feel me?
No, yeah.
But I think that's beautiful. All the points you made, hands down, agree with. That's fire. Okay, we always jump into relationships. Look, we know our strengths. As far as like talking, look what we talk about. But before we keep diving,
and I do want to say submission is a beautiful thing. Submitting to each other, that can be a beautiful thing. I think it gets weird because I think a lot of men can add in a lot of ego, and I think also a lot of men don't understand what a woman submitting actually means, and I think some men maybe do think it just means being able to say yes and no in slavery and just do as I say, when it's like actually you're supposed to be so tapped in with God that when you're leading me, you're considering me completely, where I can just follow you and submit and maybe do as you say or whatever, because you're so tapped in with the Father who loves me more than you could ever imagine.
So why would I do anything to harm you? Because I'm tapped in. If I'm loving him, if I'm loving you like he loves me.
Oh my gosh.
Then you submitting to me would have no harm.
It's a reflection of submission to him as well. Like we're doing this together, and the way you take care of me is a reflection of your love for him also. That's how it should be looking, but I think that we're trying to do that without God, so I think it can look a little funny.
Yeah, and let's not leave out the honor. So it's like, if you're called to submit to me, biblically, I'm also called to honor you. So I'm like, people, a lot of men that aren't Christian, or even Christian men, just a lot of men in general, forget the other side. They're like, I'm looking for a submissive wife. But let's not leave out the fact that you're not honoring.
Honorable husband?
You're not, exactly. So if I'm honoring you, literally everything you just said, I'm doubling down on it. You would be more than willing and glad to submit to me if it's just a cycle of honor and submission. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that should be the easiest concept.
It really should. We should be waking up each day and like, how can I serve you more? It should be a competition.
Literally, because
how can I make you feel safer?
And I need to give that food right back to you and be like, how can I make you feel safer and you feel more apt to love me harder because of how I'm loving you?
Yeah.
Come on, somebody. We ain't know she was coming to preach today, but she sure did. Anyway, before we keep diving in too far, because I'm gonna bring it right back to relationship talk, because it's always good food. I always like to touch a little bit on your journey in your career and all these things, because that's what we typically see first on paper. When we go to your TikTok, when we go to your Instagram, we're seeing Loren, the entity, Loren, the entertainer, Loren, and then we get to tap the videos. We're seeing the views, we're seeing the followers, we're seeing the beautiful pictures. Then we get to tap in and be like, oh, then we get into, she's a woman of God. She's also a multi-hyphenate and all these things. So now I'm zooming us out, going to career you, and I remember something that I wanted to ask you last time that we didn't have time to talk about is your journey to what you are now, what we see now, the TikTok followers, the premieres, the movies, that you're in, the Broadway shows that you're in, the commercials, all these things. For the person that is watching, looking, just like you did, I remember you saying something about DC Young Fly's
baby mama
that passed away and how she inspired you. So really somebody did. That is inspired by you right now, how do they get here?
Oh, that's a really good question. I will say being uncomfortable and being cringy is the price of admission.
Come on.
So you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Truly being your authentic self.
And what does that mean? Because we hear that word a lot. People are like,
You
"Be
know,
authentic
yeah, they
self."
say be yourself,
Yeah.
but I mean, not the yourself that's like, hey guys, it's me, and then like, I mean, truly, like how we are sitting here right now sharing our truth. We would probably do this without a mic.
100%.
There is an authenticity that when you were just talking to your friends, if you really want to be on the internet, if you want to, even on set, you know, making sure that you are showing up in like as truly the person that God made you to be. I have just found that goes so much better, because sometimes people are hating you for who you're putting on. It's like, dang, at least hate me for who I really am.
Man.
Like,
Right.
gosh, I faked that one. Maybe you would have liked me for real.
And they're going to hate you anyway. So it gives you even more, like they're going to hate you for the fake you or the real you. So it gives you more permission to be the real you, because you're going to hate me anyway.
Oh my gosh. And you know, another thing that has really changed my life is collaborations. I actually think I just heard DDG say that as well. But like,
What do you mean collaboration? Like with people?
Collaborating with people and being open to talking to people. Even if you're an introvert, most of the things that I have are because I made a way sometimes for somebody else, because we had a conversation about what their dreams were. So I invited them to this. Then after that, maybe they invited me to this. I met this person that ended up having me over here. Now I'm at this premiere. Like having these are like collaborations, you know, doing collabs on with other creators, like never thinking that you're too big to like maybe do a video with somebody if you want to be in the social media space. Another thing that I think has really changed my life is talking about money, like having transparent conversations with other creators, other actors. When like just maybe 3 years ago, I didn't really know that actors had rates, because I had done like 2 series and stuff, and like my agents are trying to explain to me like, oh no, now you have like a rate for series because you just did this.
A new quote, a new rate,
But because of the like kind of work that I was doing, I was kind of taking what I can get. Like sometimes I'm making this, sometimes I'm literally making this, you know, like, and that was fine until I talked to people who were maybe they'd done a little more work on like in a certain place, maybe Netflix, maybe this, and they were transparent with me about like, this is how much my rate is. And I had to fight for this. And I was like, what? And because they were able to tell me that, I was able to aspire to something, and I was able to work on something. Even certain influencers, when I sat at a table with a bunch of Black influencers and we all sat and they were like, what's your biggest brand deal? I had the most followers at this table. And they sat and they were like, oh, I made 60K on this. I made probably 40K, maybe 30K. That was my big. And I was like, and at the time, I was not making that at all. I was like, wait a minute. And my bestie and I, we sat and looked at each other. We were like, wait. And mind you,
what? Yeah.
they were getting, and they had thousands less followers than me. And I learned then, like, you can step it up, and you can ask for rates. Even hanging out with like people who don't look like me, my white friends, and their conversations about money and how they were so willing to be like, no, I'm not going to do that unless you pay me this. And they're like, look, they gave me $6K to just do this. Now look at that. You know, like having transparent conversations about money with people, and not people who are going to get weird or gatekeep. Like, I realized, like, once you get weird and gatekeep, like my actor friends who might get weird, you're asking them maybe about their agency about this, and they get weird. And it's like, we're all trying to win, and there's going to be a point when maybe I'm further than you, and it's going to be weird now that you did this.
Exactly. Because I'm like, that gatekeeping things eats me up, because what's for you is for you. People are so worried
Fun
about
fact,
that.
I became open to the idea of not gatekeeping truly years ago. I think we talked about this, but because of you.
Maybe? Really?
Yes,
what?
because I had never really seen somebody say like, oh, I just got this audition. I think that you'd be good for it.
Yeah.
Even though I want it. Like, but I think that you should go in for it. I think it's like right up your type. And it's like, that was like, but now I operate like that.
Yeah.
Like, you were the first person I saw do that.
Really?
And it really inspired me, because really what God has for you really is yours. And I did that for somebody, and I booked the role.
You see what I'm saying?
And I felt like she was way more the role, I just want to say, to this day. But I got the part, you know?
There's no shortage of opportunity. That's why I'm like, if that eats me up, because throughout my life, and it shot me in the back or the foot, whatever the saying is, a lot of times where I've suggested somebody. I will say the one thing I've learned with that is do your homework. For example, if you're gonna send somebody to your agent, let me make sure you're a good actress. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah,
they're
I
not
vet
thinking,
you
yes.
first, but also
Yeah.
I vet you because I know I get my feelings hurt. So I know, like,
Yeah.
I've learned now that
Yeah.
like when I give, no, I'm not expecting for you to turn around and like clap and do all of this for me, but I'm not expecting you to discredit me.
Right. That's fair.
So I started realizing like
That's
I
fair.
can't handle people who I can't
Don't-
handle if
that
I put you
discredit.
on and you discredit me. Because you didn't
That's
need to
like, yeah.
cheer for me. You didn't need to tell everybody I did this for you.
Right.
But you acting like I didn't. Now
it's an issue.
my feelings are hurt. So I started avoiding. I'm a lot more selective with like
Right.
maybe people who I help or like certain connections that I make or
But
like.
amen for being willing to put people on, because I learned that real young in the industry where I was like, oh, no matter what I do, I'm only going to get the job if God wanted me to get the job.
100%. You could be the best actor.
Yep.
You could be the worst actor and
Yep.
still get the job.
100%.
It's like, is this God's timing for you? This is a
Yeah.
human thing that we're doing.
So
These
it
are
don't
human
hurt me.
casting directors.
It doesn't hurt me at all if all the brothers that look like me, and I'm gonna name them. I know who they are. The Keith, not look like me, but we're always against each other for roles in the past. The Keith Powers, the John Boyegas, all these gentlemen where it's always like the young black dude from this age bracket. I'm like, go ahead, brother. I've always been like that because, like, been able to just like open the door because I'm like, it doesn't hurt me. If I lose this role, then guess what? You're going to be booked on it, and I will get the next one because you're going to be booked. So regardless, we're all eating. You feel me? Like, there is no direct threat. Simply.
No, it's better to just be collaborative. I found that it's
Yeah.
opened a lot more doors for me. I've made a lot more money by being collaborative, by opening doors for people, by being kind. Yeah. And also by never, which I had to really work on this, but never underestimating people.
That's good.
Because sometimes you might underestimate even an extra.
Oh,
And that extra ends up as the lead of the next movie, which happens all the time.
and that was my story. I was
do
an
not
extra.
underestimate anybody.
I was an extra on Victorious, and some of the people Ariana Grande is one of them. To this day, she was the sweet. Now, granted, that was her starting point too. Victorious, well, she had theater behind her, but as far as like TV, and she was the sweetest. We ran into each other later in life, like not crazy long ago, at a game night at a mutual friend's house. And it was amazing. Like, imagine if she would have been rude back then. Like, I was just an extra on her show.
No, truly.
She was super sweet. She talked to me. Literally, I was working at P.F. Chang's. She came into P.F. Chang's. She was like, oh my gosh, Titus. She remembered my name. She's like, this is my mom. She was with her mom. And Victorious was going. And to this day, now granted, she kept exceeding. And I did too. I'm just, behind her trajectory-wise, but we still going. And to this day, spoke to me at the game night just like before. But imagine if she was.
If you were terrible.
Yeah, if she would have been terrible to the extra.
Oh
But
my
she was
gosh.
lovely.
I befriended an extra in a scene. I was doing a scene on The Young and the Restless, and his name is David. We're still really cool. But I will never forget, I could have been so rude to him just because.
Right.
Just because people are always looking for a reason to make somebody else inferior.
Right.
You think you have something, so now it's like, whatever, which I've seen people do. I've seen people like, ugh, the extra, like whatever. And it's like, these are literally human beings
Humans.
who are aspiring and who can make it. Like,
Yes.
you never know that this little person right here is going to be Zendaya. Like,
Right.
relax.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I remember us sitting there and we could not stop giggling. And I just made him my buddy for that day. We literally giggled our way through it. And then I ran into him at a party later, and he had booked like the lead of a show. And then he went off to like do great theater and like we are still friends. I just saw him when I was in New York working on that thing that I can't talk about, but like, no, literally, it was.
Ooh, I know what she's talking about.
Yep.
And it's good. Ooh,
But
I
no.
hope it sticks.
Me too.
Yeah, she's like me too.
We'll
But yeah,
see.
I agree with everything she's saying. And just side note for people that don't know what an extra is, if you're not in the industry, we're speaking from industry perspective, but an extra is if you're watching a movie or TV, people that are walking in the background. If you're in a school scene, they're eating in the cafeteria. If you're at a mall, they're walking around the mall. They're paid extras. You have to get permission to have people's likeness on screen, so they'll hire people. And it's a good paid gig. When I was
It's
doing
a
extra work,
good
I was
paid
eating 3 meals a
gig.
day.
It's
I was-
long hours
Yep,
though.
it was long hours, but I was making more than I would at a 9 to 5. I was just fine. And now I aspired for more, but I also was getting paid and fed. So it's a good gig. So what is my pivots, y'all know I got ADD, it's just gonna keep moving. What's like something you aspire to do in your career that people wouldn't know? Because you've done a lot. What's something that you haven't said out loud to the
that
masses?
I haven't said.
Mm-hmm. Or that you haven't done yet that you aspire to do? Anything?
Oh, I want to be a Disney princess.
As you
That's my
should.
dream in life.
I mean,
To be
it
to
wrote
be a
itself.
Disney princess. I cried all through watching Halle be a Disney princess. I was so happy for her, and it was so inspiring to see.
Question: would you want to be an adaptation of a different ethnicity one?
No.
Or like
Not in
Tiana?
today, because like back when Brandy did Cinderella,
Yeah, like that.
anybody
Yeah,
could
yeah.
have done Cinderella
Okay.
after that. Like it wasn't
Right.
so official now where we have the official live
So would
action.
you want it? What if they were like,
So-
"Hey, Loren, we want to make Rapunzel black"?
No,
No.
no.
You thought about it. You were like,
I mean,
Like-
because the fans, I don't think the fans would want that.
but Halle, they didn't want a
I
black
think
one,
that,
a black
and I
Little
think
Mermaid.
that think we had that, and I think it was really, really great. But
It was.
but like I loved Halle
Yeah,
as,
she's
as
amazing.
Ariel.
I liked it too.
I thought she was absolutely incredible.
and she looked the part to me. Like she
She
looked like
I think she looks like a mermaid.
she looked like a mermaid.
I think she looks like
Yeah.
a mermaid, but I think that like the long golden hair, it's like I want to see that.
That's fair. And you know what? Actually,
Like I actually like, and this
I
is
don't
it,
mind
and
seeing
I want to see black princesses.
Yes,
but I
100%.
want to see her be.
what it
What it was
nothing
written
wrong with
as.
honoring an original story. That's what
Yeah.
we're saying. It's like the original story was this. Like it's cool to see that movie. I'm also down for innovation, but it's also cool to see the OG story.
Yeah, I
feel
want to
that,
see
feel
the,
that.
but just be only because it's the official live action. If they would do several of them, then it would be
absolutely.
fine because we've had several opportunities for
Oh,
Cinderella.
I see what you're saying. Cinderella. Yeah, it wasn't just like out the
This
gate.
wasn't the
it goes from
this wasn't
cartoon
the
to the black Cinderella.
and
right.
it's not like this is the only Cinderella that we're gonna make. We've had so many Cinderella stories.
That's true. I see
since
what you're
then,
saying.
so it's like that one is just all of our favorite.
Right.
You know? But
And
it's like-
I'm gonna be real
like-
with you. I don't need to see anything like if the movie's about, and y'all might hate me for saying this, I don't know, but if the movie's about a specific culture, I think it should stay that culture. For example, I don't need to see Mulan told from a different ethnic
No,
standpoint.
I don't need a Latina
Like,
Mulan.
That's what I'm saying. Like that story is specific to that culture for a reason. Keep
Yeah,
it,
but they
in
wouldn't.
my
But I
opinion.
don't think they would do that. I think
Right.
because there are so many like white princesses. There's
that aren't
they're
literally
like
specific to
yeah,
a
they're
thing.
like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they can they're all mystical like
Right, it's a
mythical
a mythical being that's like beautiful and speaks to animals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, yeah.
it can be any of it, but
Yeah.
because I think
So
especially
Tiana
for
is what you got
Disney
your eyes
fans,
on. Let's keep it a buck.
Tiana would be
Yeah.
great, but I also would be down to
So we
if
done
there
heard-
was a new princess, if
Oh,
there was
touche.
a new opportunity, like.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
would be
that's
so cool if there was like a Moana type of new
New
moment
princess. Yeah.
that just was just really, really good.
So I
Like,
done
I
heard
would-
the
I think that would
whisperings
be
of
amazing.
Coco Jones playing Tiana. That's been off there for a long time. That
She's
whisper.
definitely been wanting that piece. And
Who do people confuse you for or say you look like a lot? We know the girl from Love Island. We know you
most
y'all get
definitely
each other.
Coco.
Oh, her name's
Her
Coco
name's
as well.
Coco.
Different
People
Coco.
actually sometimes tell me I look like Coco Jones.
That's what I'm about to say. So I was like, I've never thought
So-
that until I just said it right now. And I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
can see Coco Jones too, actually.
No, I've definitely put us side by side for somebody to show that we don't look
Don't-
alike. Because I was auditioning with Coco when she was a kid.
Here's what I think
So-
people are new to. Correct me if I'm wrong. America. Actually, no, not America. Screw y'all. Black community. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think people are just now discovering how beautiful dark-skinned women are.
100%.
That's just like a
But
blatant
I
statement.
think I really gotta give we gotta give props to Instagram for that because I
No,
think
for real.
Instagram
Yeah, yeah.
it put the world in your hand.
Yep.
Where you can see people past your limited view of
Yep.
women that are right in front of you. Maybe if you go to an all white school
And
or
I
whatever,
say dark
it's like
skin on purpose, by the way, and I mean that because socially, mixed has always been
always
a lot more accepted. Like in
Always.
movies, everything's like you want to cast a black person, probably somebody light skinned that's palatable to white and black.
Yeah, it was always the digestible black. So
Correct.
they would always go mixed.
But I think now a lot of people, because of like Instagram, social media, are saying like, oh my gosh.
and because they are getting more parts. Like I love
Yes.
that Coco was playing Hillary
Love that.
on Bel-Air.
Love that.
Like that's vibes
Y'all,
and she's gorgeous.
Young Aunt Viv from Bel-Air is right here, y'all. Yo, let's not forget that. That's actually really goated. Like, you're
I
part of.
thought it was cool.
No. You see what you did? You downplayed real quick. She's like, I thought it was cool. And she was done with the thought. You're part of history. Like, people that have been able to be affiliated with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Bel-Air it's all the same thing as far as like what you're associated with.
No, it was such a prayer to,
that's a big
it was
deal.
my prayer that, like, for one, it was a prayer to be on Bel-Air, to make it on Bel-Air.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
You would have been a great Hillary too. No shade, Coco Jones. You're amazing, but you'd have been
thank
great.
you,
Yeah.
thank
Did you
you.
audition for that?
No,
Interesting.
no,
All
but
right.
but of course Coco does amazing.
Yeah,
so
she's
we-
amazing.
But no, when I wanted to be on Bel-Air, but I just went through a period of like praying for roles that where if you see it on my resume, the name looks cool.
That's one of them.
That's one of them. I was like,
That's one of
that's so cool to be young Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
To play, and I was thinking that
It's
even on set.
historical. There's
one-
two of y'all. I just
No,
learned that last time.
literally.
There's a light-skinned young one from back in the day, but you're the only dark-skinned young Viv.
Yeah,
only
young
one.
Viv, yeah.
The only one. Like the only
I'm
one.
like, I now have to go back and make sure, but
I
as
want
far
y'all
as
to
we
meet.
know.
I want y'all to meet. A picture with
OG?
you and Aunt Viv.
Oh, so I
OG,
met the,
but,
yeah, because I met the Viv that's on the show now, and she's stunning.
Oh, she's amazing. I meant the OG one, sorry, but she's stunning too.
She's
Yeah,
stunning.
she's amazing. She's beautiful.
Beautiful personality, too.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
that's good.
fire. Goofy. We love a goofy, pretty girl. They're the best ever.
Anyway, but yes, legendary. So I'm gonna do a hard turn. Hard skirt. People love us to talk about relationship stuff. We talking about more relationship stuff. I got a question for you, ma'am. I got a few questions for you pertaining to today's dating environment. Now, we're just people with opinions. We're just people with experiences. But given that she's someone that I feel like has had a lot thrown at her, and what I mean by that is a lot of niggas in the DM, and I'm sure that she's been pursued many a time. So I'm sure that she's seen a lot. So I would like to know, as a male from you, what I should be doing. So I ask questions to learn, really. So anyway,
I'm crying.
deadass. I'm like, I wonder what Loren gonna say, 'cause she done seen it all. So locking into relationship questions. First question for you, opinion-based, whatever. Is it okay for a man or woman if we're courting? Now, dating ain't in the Bible, okay? So don't come burning me down with no statements, because I ain't seen nothing in the Bible about dating.
Yeah.
But because we're doing it these days, if I'm courting you, okay, we've been on 2-ish dates. Let's say 2. So we're vibing. Is it okay for me, from the perspective of a woman, to be also going on a date with somebody else? We have not said we're exclusive. But I'm single, you're single, we're on date 2, we're vibing. Is it an issue that I'm dating one or multiple other, and when I say dating, taking on dates, one or multiple women as well? Or men, whatever you're into.
I think it's only not okay if you are not transparent about it.
So I got to tell you that I might have a date tomorrow?
I don't know how you do it. I don't know
this is me, just
No,
me
legit.
asking.
I'm like, I think it needs to be transparent. Like, and by transparent, I think that there's some people who hit you up randomly from time to time, and to go on a date. Like, we don't talk all week. We don't talk.
Right.
But literally, it'll be like, hey, it's Friday, and I'd like to go get sushi. Would you like to come? And it is a date.
Right.
But it's like, that's more casual dating. Versus if you were investing in a relationship with somebody, you guys are having deep conversations every night. You're doing the good morning text, the good night text. You are texting throughout the day. You're calling maybe throughout the day, investing in a relationship. If you're doing that while also still going on dates, I don't really think that's okay. I think that I think it's the intention, and I think you can tell when somebody's being like intentional about you. So don't play intentional with me if
But
you
what
are
if-
going on doing other
Now,
things.
and this is me just playing devil's advocate, because I think I agree with you. And the reason I say I think is because I'm also like, flip it around from the woman's perspective. You're testing the waters with me. So even if you are starting to get more intentional, that's also part of the test to see if we're headed the right direction. So I don't know if I would. Now, do I want to know? I'm against you
I
with
don't
this.
think
I
it's
don't want you to tell me that
knowing.
you're dating other people, because now it'd be in my
I
head.
think that can. Yeah, I think that gets weird. I take that. Maybe don't. It's not that you have to tell them,
Yeah.
but I think that as a man, you can lead the charge. And I think if it's just really clear that you are not investing that time of energy, then I'll know that it's more of a casual dating situation.
But what if I am investing it?
What, you're investing into several people?
Well, hold on. Because yes, but no. Because what if I am investing it? Okay, so I'm on date 2. I don't know that I'm starting to invest it, but I already agreed. You know what I'm saying? I'm already playing the field because I'm like, okay, I think I really rock with Loren. Like, I'm starting to like our conversations a lot.
But I'm still going on other dates.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna text her good morning, see how her day's going, because she is who I'm most interested in talking to, especially now. But it's like, but I'm gonna still go out with Angela on Thursday because what if I'm wrong and I pop it off with Angela more?
I think that's fine. I think that we should be casually dating. I just think that it does get to a point, which I was talking to somebody and we were.
Yeah, and what is that point? Yeah,
maybe I think that we had to have been 3 months into like kind of having like, maybe that's far, maybe 2 months. Okay. Of like just still kind of having these like conversations and things, but it's going well. We're not spending all of our time together. No, we're like intentionally starting something. Okay, and I was still kind of letting go of another situation. Okay. And like still kind of seeing about it, but I knew that I was like, I do like this situation more. So like, I know that I'm going to lean here. And he just kind of was like, we were not exclusive, but he was like, I think after you get to a certain point with somebody, it is disrespectful. To like after I've told you all of these things about me in a personal way because I trust you in a certain way and you've invited that, I think at a certain point it is disrespectful that you are still dealing. 4, 5, 6 now. It's like at this point you into me. Let's absolutely after that. But I would say on date 1, 2, or even 3, if we're still like dealing with other people, I think that's. I think that's okay.
Are there any?
But then you got to get rid of them after a certain point. You do have to like. It's not like it's like hey, I found somebody that I would actually like to pursue time with, but like I appreciate you. I think that is fair.
Okay, that's fair.
Like yeah.
Are there certain words, just in general? This is me bouncing again. Are there any certain words or things that you've experienced or that you've heard that a man can say that's just a complete turnoff? Now, when I say that, it can be as simple as like, yes, yeah. Thank you, baby. And it's like, I'm not your baby. Like, or is it like a full like things that come to the mind that we can take note of as men? It was like, just don't say that. From men you know, or from men that are just communicating with you on daily. I'm talking about just the way they are. You know what I'm saying?
I really think, this one is so overdone, so I'm gonna find another one.
And why you finding that? I know something for me that I've seen men do that is.
What is it?
Icky, bro. Like, we don't say that word. Can we bring back icky, bro? Icky is.
It's okay if it's icky.
Icky.
If it's sticky, icky, say it.
Sticky, icky. Winking. Can we throw that all the way out? Winking is the creepiest.
When I tell you I agree with that, I think it is so, and it lets me know you think you're cuter than you are. It immediately lets me know that you're a loser.
Me watching a man wink at somebody.
It's so cringy.
I cringe, and I'm not even in the flirt.
No, that's for your dad. Save that for, because that was cute in the 90s. Like men who were flirting in the 90s, even men who were at that age who were still flirting from the 90s. You can do that to somebody else who still likes that. But like definitely.
Let me show you what looks like. Ready? Watch this. I'm gonna show them, and I'm gonna do it to you. So if I'm like, let me do it to you. Oh, hold on, that's hard. I can't do that eye. Let me do my good eye. Hold on.
Do it.
Say action. Say action.
Action.
One more time.
Go ahead, do
Take
it.
2.
Dry me up right now. Do it.
Not dry me up. All right, ready?
Do it. Take your top off.
Say action. Ready, go?
Action.
It's so hard because I've known her for so long. All right, ready, go.
Action.
I can't do it. The point is, it's gross, y'all. I got friends, that still wink at people. Like, they'll be like, thank you. Like, why did you thank them like that? Like, the words work.
That one's so random, but I so agree with that. And I know that there's somebody out here who winks, but like, to me, it's just lame.
It's just like
It's just lame. It's so square of you to still be trying to wink. It's like outdated,
Nigga,
and it lets me know that you're weird because it's outdated.
Yeah,
That's really the part.
The fact that you thought it would work is what's weird.
Yeah, because that's
Man.
how I know that you feel that way, honey.
Okay, so what's one of the wackiest or like the most random thing that's ever happened to you on a date or with somebody you dated? If you need time to think, I have a story. Like, what's the most weird? We like, that was just an experience. Which is actually a tough question because I'm calling you to go back through your Rolodex of
right.
years.
I'm like, okay.
Not that you got a lot of people body like that. Something that you was like, I don't ever. Please don't. No. Oh my, that should never have happened.
I don't let a lot of people take me out on dates.
Uh-oh. So somebody did and something happened?
No.
Oh.
Yes, actually. There was a period where I was letting people take me out on dates. I would say the wackiest thing really that somebody did was not only did he talk about himself and tell me how he was the best at what he did and how no one is more famous than him and how he's like whatever.
So is a celebrity.
Not only barely. But not only was it that his breath filled the car. When I got in the car, I was like, wow, that's weird. I wonder what that smell is. And then he talked to me, and it was his breath.
And it shot you
smelled
right in
like
your
ash,
face.
your carcass butt.
Breath is real.
So,
breath is real.
so, and
Everybody
you
has
can
it.
have a breath. Everybody has breath, but I think there's breath that you can excuse. Like if we just ate, like
Yeah,
okay,
I know where
if
the
you
garlic's
took a
coming from.
nap, okay. If you are just chilling and your breath smells like morning.
Man. And you know when you can smell it when people mouth be closed, they breathe out their nose and you still smell
And I still smell butt. Sauteed butt.
Sauteed.
Cooked.
Sauteed butt is the core.
I hate that.
Yo.
That was really, and the whole date was wacky. I think the wackiest part of the date was that he didn't feed me. He took me around all day just to kind of have a date to everything that he was going to. So I was just his arm candy.
Y'all ain't eat?
No, he never fed me.
Now I gotta eat now.
No, he never fed me, and actually decided to scold me a little bit about how women want too much from men because I made a joke that I wanted to go to a fancy restaurant when we first met. And yeah. And he said, you don't want to do that. Like, because a lot of girls out here, they're like, and I was like, oh, no.
Oh, sue me. I want to go somewhere not like.
And also, what? I've been treated better than this. I have been wined and dined very nicely and gone to great restaurants.
And this is not. You don't appreciate a little in and out here and there or whatever little side stuff. But like, if we're going to, like, why?
But if I was going to take my friend on a date, I would feed her.
You see?
Like, and hello? But he didn't feed me. And he was like, oh, I don't eat before I, whatever. I don't want to give him away. But like before I do a show. And I was like.
Do the math.
And I was like, got it. So he didn't want to eat before he did a show. Who says we still follow each other? You know what I'm saying? But he was like, I don't eat before a show. So that's why we didn't go out to eat and why he had the breath of somebody who didn't eat. And it was just,
he had the breath of somebody
stomach acid.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So that was the wackiest.
That was the wackiest. Long story short, I'm going to do mine. And then I have another relationship question for you. Mine, simple as this. I was seeing this girl that I didn't know this until I walked. She was cooking, and she invited two people over, like a couple. Let me not say too much. She invited a couple over as well. So it was us and them, and she was cooking food for all of us. So I got to her apartment. Now, I didn't know what she was into. Now, this is my fault because I should have asked more questions before. We weren't officially dating, but we were like a few dates in, and we were like getting to that point where we might have led to dating eventually. I walk in her apartment, and she's cooking. She's stirring with this little tiny spoon, like it's a big pot, of spaghetti sauce. And she has this tiny spoon, probably about this big, that she was stirring with. And I was like, hey, and you know me, Ratchet, what you do? What is that? And I'm roasting people. I'm staying roasting somebody. What is you doing? And she was like, what? And she was like, oh, I just stirred for a good omen. And I was like, what you, huh? And she was like, oh, I got this kid you not. She turns around and this little spoon has engravings on it. And she was like, oh, I got this from the witchcraft store. And she was like, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And she was like, oh, she was like, oh, I practice like witchcraft. And I was like.
She put her period blood in that sauce.
She said. Nigga.
She put her period blood in the sauce. That's a thing.
Shut up. Y'all's laughing over there. They laughing over there. She literally looked me in my eyes and she said, oh, but I'm a good witch. I said, huh?
I used to, and what did you do? Did you, because now you got to plead the blood of Jesus.
So I literally said to her, politely, I said, oh, I was like, well, I'm good. You ain't got to stir mine. I was like, I don't subscribe. I was like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Right, because now we're here. Now it's like.
And now I got to eat, and now I got to do the whole thing. But she done stirred it with the witchcraft spoon. And I literally was like.
now I can only have garlic bread.
And she was like, the point of the spoon is to put good energy into the food so it digests well and you can emit good energy. She was like, yeah. And then she goes, every time I've left your apartment, she was like, I do a little spell as I walk out in the doorway.
Oh.
And I was like,
oh.
Ma'am. But she was like, it's a good spell. Just that there's good energy that comes in and out of your house. She was like, I promise you it's nothing bad. And she was like, it's just for really good energy. And I was like, you've been you telling me this whole time. I appreciate the good. Thank you for wishing good energy.
It's a nice thought.
It's a nice thought, but you
I
can
just
keep it.
really don't subscribe.
And I told her in front of my friend and the other friend that was there in front of everybody, respectfully. I was like, well, you know I'm a Christian. And I was like, so I'm good on the spells and the spoon, but I appreciate the good energy. And I was like, can you put mine in a separate bowl? Because I don't want mine. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pray over mine.
Absolutely.
Because I love your good energy, but I don't know
where
you're sourcing it from.
For your food.
Where you're sourcing it from. That's mine. And that was the craziest thing in those type of situations that ever happened to me. I was like, you can tell me. And then I look around and now I'm really paying attention to everything. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize because she smoked weed. Her ashtray was like a little Illuminati symbol. Like it had a little pyramid with a little eye in it. And I was like, oh, everything's making sense. Because I never really paid attention to everything. Like, why would I ever ask you what you stir your food with? Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
that literally, I would never think to.
But I only asked because it was so small. And I was roasting her for it. And then she got in her feelings. She was just like, oh, well, and she was trying to be so sweet. So I feel bad if you watching this. I was like, you're a sweetheart. I know. But you also know that we on two different sides of the fence with that. And I love you as a human. But I'm like, not for me. Anyway, whatever. Fun, wacky stories. Okay. I got two final relationship questions for you. And I'm going to let you go on about your way because I just got to wring the rag dry because people love to hear what you got to say.
I just want to say, I can't even date people who smoke anymore.
Weed?
Because, yeah. I can't because.
I get that. I also don't mind, but I do
It's
mind.
only because, and this is crazy, because if you could do it and it didn't bother me, you can live your life. Mm-hmm. But that weed breath is something that I can't handle. You smell like hot garbage.
It do though.
It smells like, and it's always breath. Later. It's like, and it takes maybe like 30 minutes after you smoke. You can do all the Listerine you want. There was this guy that I was dating, and he would kind of sometimes lie to me that he didn't smoke because he wanted to, like, I guess maybe look like a goody two shoes and stuff in front of me. But I knew every time he smoked because we would be sitting there trying to make out, and his breath smelled like some crawled in there and pooped and then died.
Smoked a blunt and then died.
It decayed in there with the poo. Like that breath was so vile. Uh-huh. And I realized then again, I went to go in like on another situation. The guy went in for a kiss and his breath smelled familiar. And it's it doesn't smell like smoke. Familiar. It smells like garbage. It smells like dumpster juice. It smells like garbage.
That's true. It is different. It doesn't smell like a blunt.
Smell like
it smells
smoke.
Like garbage.
It smells like dumpster juice.
It does actually. You're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some people, I think, when it's the both of you smoking, I think you don't care because you both have dumpster juice breath.
There's such a big demographic that's eating us up right now.
I know.
We love you, but you know that lingering weed breath.
No, it's really the smell.
You need some
like gum.
Don't do it.
I don't know what it is because I don't know where it comes from. Because these are people sometimes that I know who have good hygiene. Yeah. So I just realized that this is something that comes with smoking.
It comes with it.
It just comes with it. So
okay, so random question. what's like a belief that you held strongly? This is something I wanted to ask you earlier. What's a belief that you held strongly? What's that face for?
I'm waiting for you to reveal it.
Okay. What's a belief that you held strongly for a long time, but eventually you changed your mind about it? So, do you need an example? Like, if you want an example, that would be like, for me, in my career, something that I used to hold really strong to is I never wanted to swear in a project, right? Like, I didn't want to curse. Like, I don't like swearing a lot in real life. I didn't want to do it in projects. But as I've gotten older, as I've embodied different characters and been through more in my personal life, that's loosened a bit. And I still don't know if that's something that I should tighten back up on or not, but I still have reservations. Like, for me, I'll never say GD in anything. That's my boundary. It's not coming out my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's freaking Spike Lee or the biggest directors in the world being like, that's your line. Not mine. I can say the D part. I can say damn.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so that's like an example of something I used to hold strong to that I changed my mind on later. Is there anything in your life that you can think of? I mean, that's a very hard question, once again, because it's asking you to go back over your whole life, but I'm fascinated to know.
I think actually in life, I used to believe that just because you didn't mess with somebody, it meant that I couldn't mess with them either.
Yes, make it make sense.
Like,
because it makes sense, but break it down for me because I'm slow.
If you take things personal, if you don't like this person, then I shouldn't either. I used to believe that.
You used to abide by that.
Mm-hmm.
You were a subscriber to that.
Honestly,
I think I was too.
I used to believe that. Like, sometimes your parent doesn't like somebody, or like,
true.
And they might have beef with somebody, and you're like, well, then.
Ooh.
And as I got older, I started realizing there are more perspectives and there are more sides to a story, and I can have my own opinion about it, and I can still be respectful here while not being disrespectful.
No,
over there.
That's actually
and that's
deep.
even with your relationships, like your boyfriend or like whatever. I was dating one guy who was like, if he felt something, he could be rude to somebody quickly, and he would expect for me to kind of like always take up his side and do all of this, and I never matched rude energy.
Yeah.
I would remain calm,
yeah,
or I just would not get involved in a certain way, but just because you want to pop off and be rude, or you don't like somebody, I could always see where you took something personal or made something about yourself that maybe wasn't about yourself. Yeah.
That's actually a really, really, really deep thing to say, because that has been, I've seen that play out in my life in the most unhealthy ways from me, but also what I'm talking about is from others, where it's like I've seen people, me and them disconnect, and their tribe or their friend or friends do it in honor of them, when I'm like, hold on. Like,
yeah.
what
I don't subscribe to that anymore.
You're an adult, draw your own conclusion. Don't just disconnect or judge somebody because you had an opinion. Like, I don't subscribe to either. And sometimes friends want to make you feel guilty about that. Or,
they do.
Like, they'll be like,
sometimes
what?
Friends,
you
partners,
know what she did to me?
Whoever,
and it's like, but y'all had a whole different dynamic. I'm not saying I need to go be besties with that person, but I'm also not going to judge them. Like, I don't want to be judged. Why
or I'm not
going
to cut them off or be rude,
right?
Or something, just because maybe y'all are in a or
weird
maybe
space,
or maybe you decided that you don't like them. But I've just seen so many people take things out of context.
Yeah,
I've seen so many people catastrophize,
whatever
situations where they make it bigger than what it is.
100%.
And then they are expecting you to match their energy.
Yep.
And I've just learned that there are other perspectives, and that I'm fine with exploring other perspectives.
And I see you. I can see you, and also, like, okay, I witnessed how you hurt Loren, ma'am. I witnessed that. If I see you, I can still treat you as a human. I have knowledge of this.
I have knowledge of it.
So I can move accordingly, but I don't have to detach, treat you different, blah, 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 blah. But I'm probably going to be a little less, I'm going to be a little bit more on guard to be like, okay, maybe not let you in that deep. But if you prove yourself otherwise to me, then so be it. You and Loren don't get along.
Yes.
That sounds like a
and
y'all
that's been
thing.
really helpful for me, I think, with maintaining so many relationships, but also with maintaining my peace, because there's so many bullets that I dodged from even watching people who they're always falling out with somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's not normal. Like, we kind of make that seem like it's okay, but like, you need to check yourself and like have a conversation with yourself if you are always having a big fallout with a friend or
I agree.
with somebody, even if all of your relationships end in giant blow-ups. I think that that's something that you need to look inside of yourself about.
Yeah, I be doing my homework and therapizing, made that up, therapy or whatever you need for that, because I'm guilty of that too, where sometimes with friendship, like, I'm like, I think I'm the common denominator. That's the issue. Sometimes.
Oh, that's what that's why I
like,
had to chill on
I
dating.
have a short fuse. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm the issue sometimes. You know what I mean?
Or do you feel like you're very reactive?
Oh, yeah. Like, not easily. I don't do this anymore because I over communicate now, but I used to harbor stuff where it's like, ooh, I didn't like what you just said. Ooh, I didn't like that. And I would build it. And eventually our friendship would end. As opposed to me being like, Loren, why you ain't had to say that. Like, that kind of hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You know, I just asked Jasmine because she's just very soft and like, you know, the things. And I was like, is there anything that I ever did that hurt your feelings, but you didn't feel like it was ever the right time to tell me?
What a great friend to allot that space. No, dead ass, because that's like, people don't give you that space.
No, they don't give you that space. And there's some things that it's weird to bring up. Some things are really small. Sometimes the moment passes. Sometimes it's like, and then, so I asked, like, was there ever anything that I did that rubbed you wrong and you didn't feel like it was the right time or that hurt your feelings? And you didn't feel like it was like you could say it or you just never found the time or it just didn't seem big enough or like anything like that?
Did she have it? You don't have to say it, but did she have something?
Yes.
How did you receive it? Were you like, oh dang, why you ain't say nothing?
You know what it was? You know what it was so wild because it actually had to do with my lack of boundaries in relationships and how my lack of boundaries led to sometimes her mistreatment. Oh wow. Because she was attached to me.
Okay, see, but y'all are having good mature talk.
Oh, it was so mature.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good, deep, mature one.
But that made me happy too that I'm not doing a bunch of small things because my heart was open to receive whatever she had to say and for whatever that I need to take accountability for and be kind to. Yeah. You know, and nurture her about. But that was what she had to say. So then I had to go and nurture myself so that I could be a better friend.
No, that's good. See, but the proof's in the pudding. Like your friendship, like emanates good communication where it's like
we have really good and we leave those kind of doors and we're unlimitedly considerate.
Ask your friend
of each other.
All of you listening, if your best friend's sitting right next to you or if they are miles away, whatever, send your friend a message, call them on the phone, talk to them next time in person and ask them if there's anything that you've done in the past that really affected them that they've never addressed. And
don't argue with them about it.
No, let them have that.
Let them have it, and then you can say you're sorry, or you can just acknowledge that, and then tell them maybe where your intentions were, and then, And
it might bring up some stuff that might add to why y'all shouldn't be friends. It might be the great conversation. It might be like, hold on. And you might need to cut that friendship off, or it can heal a lot.
Now, Titus.
Because with me, if you ain't said it, why you held back? You was scared to say something to me? Like, who are you? What else you holding back from me? No, I'm just playing.
You know, I actually dated.
I don't have many healthy friendships because
you
I take
have
offense. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking.
You know, I actually dated somebody like that who he felt very unsafe because there were so many things that I was scared to say because he was very reactive.
Oh well, see, I was playing a character, but I've
definitely. Real. I mean, he didn't go that deep, but for sure.
I can't say stuff because every time I say something, you
it
trip
did
out.
Feel like if he was so reactive and so confrontational, it did not feel safe to because I even like have sometimes had to pull teeth for my bestie to make her feel safe to remind her like this is a safe place to have that kind of scary vulnerability where you could possibly hurt somebody's feelings.
Where I will let you know, and it's because of therapy in the healthiest way, but maybe a little bit annoying, where I will. Every time I'll communicate it because I hate holding. Yeah. So it's like,
but do you do it like every day? Because I also dated somebody who confronted me every day.
No, that's too much.
I thought it was too much too, and I think it makes it hard to take anything seriously.
Yeah, I'm like, if something happens, you'll know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like every day, oh, well, like when you were talking to a friend, you weren't looking in my direction, and did you see me when we were hanging out today? No.
And I didn't feel like a priority.
No. I'm talking about like if actually something happens, I don't eat it. Like I'll be like, we'll get in the car, and this is for friendships. I'm like, we'll get in the car, and I'll be like, so you really felt the need to like really just air out my business like that, huh? We ain't gonna talk about the fact that it would have been nice for you to not say what happened to me last week in front of people that don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like people would just eat stuff like that. But I'm like, no, you should know that I didn't like that you said that. Yeah. It ain't gotta be a serious conversation. Like
no, and I see that like you and like
most
even
time I'll be playful. I'm like, why you say that? And they're like, all right,
yeah.
don't
and
say
depending
that,
on the friend, they can really hear that. Like I think that Jasmine and I do that all the time, where it's light. Yeah. But it's like, okay, I know that bothered you. Unless it does ever have to get like a like, that hurt my feelings. I didn't like that. But always making sure you use I words and not like, so you always blah, 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 and not absoluting things where it's like, you always do this, you're this, and I'm not going to label you because of a behavior where I'm having a reaction to it. I'm not going to label that you're this and you're that, you know, which is really hard.
Pointing out the I is huge. That's something I had to learn.
So
I'm not pointing a finger at you because, well, I'm just gonna sit here and tell you everything you did wrong. No, I played a factor in this.
I've been there as well.
I play a factor in this equation. So I'm gonna comment on me and
how
say,
I'm feeling.
I maybe felt this, or I think it's maybe I shouldn't be so whatever that would make, like, comment on yourself.
Yeah. And you know what else I didn't know?
I don't need to be pointing at you.
That doesn't seem like it's that big, but I also learned that when you are dealing with somebody who's constantly doing you're this, you're that, constantly labeling you and constantly this, you end up in an emotionally abusive relationship. You didn't even know that was emotionally abusive because somebody doesn't have to be an abuser, but they're making you smaller.
Me all the time. I'm like, the only reason I'm reacting right now is because you be pushing me. Like, don't make me do the you, me. Like,
yeah, they're tearing you down.
Right.
And like sometimes people don't mean to do that, and it's like, dang, I hate to tell you this, but you emotionally abusive. Sorry, sorry, that's you.
Whoa, Loren, here I am. An abrupt ending. Because that was
Can
beautiful.
we just take a second?
Yeah, let's take a second.
To be proud of Titus.
For what?
For doing this podcast, for doing it. Like, this is very intentional. And we're on a set right now. You know, like, this is like really, really fly. He has like help and stuff who are just doing a great job.
It's an amazing company. You and Me Production. They
can
do
we
a lot
just
of
also
podcasts.
name something that I always appreciate about Titus, and that is that he's so handsome and clean. He's just so clean cut.
Like I shower?
No, like your face looks clean. I mean, I hope you shower.
I was like, I'm clean. Thank you.
But you're so clean, and I think that, you know, I'm sure that you already know, but I want to acknowledge that it's very appreciated that you were put together. I think it's very, very nice. Just a very kind, handsome man. We love to see it.
Kind is not a word I hear often, so I'll take it. I normally get loud, ratchet, forthcoming.
You are definitely loud.
You're
definitely one of the louder people that I know, but you're so kind and so much fun.
Thank you. And honestly, as I say every time that this beautiful woman is in our presence, thank you for your friendship, for your honor, for your support. It goes far. It's not unseen. You're amazing. Thanks for being here once again. Y'all give it up for Loren Lott.